Hey everybody, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my review of Believe Season 1, Episode 9, entitled Prodigy. The episode opens with Bo sitting in a van with an Asian family, and the young daughter is all upset because her parents are arguing about whether or not she wants to continue playing the violin. Well, during their fight, all of a sudden, out of the blue, this car comes and crashes into them headfirst, and everyone in the van dies. Okay. Bo is trying to, concentrate because Tate is like really on her about honing her powers and becoming stronger. The problem is that she really wants to save this family, and Tate is like against it. He's like, you gotta focus, and she's just upset. We know that Channing is gone from the last episode, and that the orchestra troops found a new girl named Danny. And Danny's readings for her powers are as strong as Bo's. And we find out that Skouras goes into the apartment, he finds her, he wants to help her, and he says that basically he's there because of her ability. He knows. She basically tells him his parents' names and where he was born and all this personal information, and he's just overjoyed. I guess like if he can't get Bo at the moment, he has Danny. He can do whatever he can with Danny. So Bo is floating in the air, but she just cannot stop thinking about this girl. She's worried about this girl. So we find out the girl's name is Margaret. She has a violin and has black hair, and Bo hears the music. Meanwhile, Winter decides to take apart the original loft where like they keep their it's like kind of the headquarters, I guess, for all of this, and he decides, you know what, it's compromised, he's going to take it apart. So Channing's at orchestra. Skouras decides to bring in someone to read Channing's mind, which is Danny. He thinks that not even Danny. He thinks that if the FBI does it, it'll take too long. She'll be in jail, whatever, and Bo will be long gone. He's like, no. Let's just do it this way. So, like I said, Bo hears Margaret playing her violin. Tate's looking for Bo, finds her with Margaret. And then they send this man in to read Channing's mind. And she's able to fight it, because of the different... I can't think of the name of what it is. Not yoga and chanting, but like she gets her center. She's like calm. She's like meditating, basically. She's got it. So, Danny arrives at orchestra, and she's just completely amazed by the bedroom because she lived by herself. She didn't want to be in foster care anymore, and she's just all happy. So Tate pierces the tires of the van of the family because that's the car that was basically used in the accident. He's piercing them because he doesn't want them to, drive off and everything. So Danny explains to Zoe that she accidentally killed her brother. They got into some type of argument, and this bookcase fell on him, and she keeps talking about his head. I guess his head was severed, and she's just all upset about it. So Zoe is worried about Danny and pushing Danny and everything about it. So, but Skouras is just like he needs her. Skouras has his eye on the prize. He doesn't even want to hear it. So Margaret really doesn't like playing the violin all the time. She likes it, but the violin through her mother, like her mom's pushing her, and she just wants to do other things. So Bo sees the accident again with Margaret's family as Margaret lets her play the violin, and she can't play it anymore. Like she's like freaking out. So Bo tells Margaret's family what's going to happen. They really don't believe her. So she asks, they really don't believe her. They're kind of iffy, but you cut to another scene, and she's basically asking Tate to just let her be herself because he wants her, to be stronger, but she just wants to be herself. So Bo finds some information on the second driver because they go to, I think, to some type of office, and they won't get the information, but Bo uses her powers, and she gets everything, and she's got it. So Skouras has all the information he needs. He said that Winter has a fallback plan and a backup safe house because they use Danny to read Channing's mind, and Danny breaks down that wall and has Channing shaking and whimpering. It's terrible. So the FBI with Farrell are looking for the crew with Bo as the top priority because they're going to go to that safe house that Skouras is talking about. So Tate goes to see the man who is late for his wedding. Basically, that's what he tells Tate as soon as he sees him. So the FBI is entering. Everything goes silent. And all of a sudden, the house explodes. I don't know what it is. Next thing you know, Skouras is like back in his car while the FBI is like out there and they're trying to get the attention of they're trying to see like what happened to the first crew that went inside because the house blew up and it's like a loud thing. So all of a sudden this group surrounds the car where Skouras is, throws in this Molotov cocktail, and they take Skouras out and they leave. And the FBI finally finds out, but they're too little too late. So Bo wants to go to the recital that Margaret's supposed to go to, but her mother's like all iffy. The father's like, just let her go. Farrell finds her partner who was with the group that went inside the house, and they find out that it was a trap. Then they realize that Skouras is missing. So this van pulls into an underground hideaway, and it's Winter and Skouras, and they finally come face to face. And basically, Skouras says that Bo belongs to Orchestra. Bo is Orchestra, and Winter counteracts like, listen, if you don't either leave us alone or fall back on this, I'm going to tell the government how you have a shadow program going on top of their program, and they're not going to like that. So the accident happens, basically almost happens like they're driving. You have the man was late for his wedding because Tate tried as hard as he could, then the cops came, so Tate had to go. Then you see Margaret's family, and they're driving like this, and they're able to swerve because of Bo. So Margaret then meets the other driver who would have died without Bo. And basically what ends up happening is that the other driver was a conductor, and he leaves them their information. He says, I got to get to my wedding. He's like, you call me if you need anything, any type of repairs, if you're okay. And he gives Margaret the card, and he's like, you play violin? He was like, well, listen, you contact me when you're ready. And that's it. So the FBI basically ends up having to return Channing to Winter via Skouras, and then Winter gives Skouras back to the FBI because in the end he says, you know what? Winter says, the end is closer than you think. Remember our agreement. Skouras takes Farrell's gun, is about to shoot and kill Winter. He ends up shooting Channing. So Winter's trying to keep Channing alive in the end. Zoe calls Winter to tell him about there's a stronger one, Danny. Danny's a little skittish. Zoe says the program is moving really fast, and she's worried about Danny. All of a sudden she gets off the phone, and we find out that Zoe is supposedly the traitor at Orchestra. So my whole theory about Nina being the traitor, I guess, was a little far-fetched. I'm willing to admit that, but for some reason, I don't know, I feel like Nina's still alive, but I'll get back to that anyway. So that's what Danny read in her head, in Channing's head. So basically Danny is now another evil Orchestra Bo opposite person now. So yeah, this episode was pretty crazy and pretty intense, and next week supposedly Bo almost dies from being blown up. So yeah, so it's a good episode though. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Definitely check out my videos. Check out my reviews for the following: 24 Survivor, Hannibal, Red Road, Mad Men, and Believe. And anywho, thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for subscribing. And if you like my brand of crazy, you like my reviews, the way I do things, definitely subscribe and let me know if I left anything out, anything at all. And if you like the video, thumbs up, and just check the links below in my in the description, and I'll definitely probably post a link to my playlist for all the different reviews I've been doing for Believe. But anywho, guys, Have a happy hour left of your Cinco de Mayo. Have a great week, and I'll be back for my Mad Men review once I actually watch the episode. So, and I'm going to have both episodes probably compacted together. So, anyway, thanks, guys. Love you. Bye. Bye.